In today's video, I am going to talk about many different things, like today's Crayon 301 out at the New Hampshire Raceway and its results, where we saw Martin Truex Jr. of Joe Gibbs Racing taking home his third win of the season. And this is big and scary for the competitors out there, because last year at this time, Martin Truex Jr. had 0 wins, a goose egg in the win column, and he failed to make the playoffs. Heading into the season, he was amped up. He was wanting to make a statement, and next thing you know, they go out to LA and he picks up a win. Season rolls around, he picks up 3 wins, and I'm telling you folks, he is scary. I believe he's going to make it far in the playoffs, and we're still going to have to wait to see if this is going to be his final year, because he's still undecided. I'm just going to talk about the race results in New Hampshire, and I'm also going to talk about the playoff bubble and the remaining races, because things are going to start to heat up here. There are 6 races left, and I will say 5 of the 6 are tracks where we're probably going to see something crazy go on, and it may lead to a new winner. And I'm also going to give y'all my full-on predictions for this upcoming weekend's race out at the Pocono Raceway. A lot of people are going to call it the High Point 400. It's going to be a great weekend, and it looks much better on the radar. A pretty much below 5% chance of rain. So we're going to see some Sunday racing, folks. But enough said here. On to the intro we go.
I'm Chase Briscoe, driver number 14 Ford Mustang for Stewart Haas Racing, and you're watching William Blackwell on YouTube.
Let me be honest with y'all. I expected this weekend in New Hampshire to be one of the most boring races of the year. And boy, was I wrong. And I will say this, the reason why the race was so good in New Hampshire was that not every single driver had to shift. Shifting is ruining all these short tracks out there in NASCAR, like Bristol, Martinsville, Phoenix is up there, also, and a couple others. And here in New Hampshire, you do not have to shift to win the race. Martin Truex Jr. didn't at all. But we did see a few other drivers do so, and they were somewhat competitive. But at the end of the day, did they take home that checker flag? No. Martin Truex Jr. did his 3rd win of the year. He's scary, but even more scary on Mondays. So if the championship race were to be somehow on a Monday, Truex is going to be scary. But Truex win, 2nd place, so we saw the 22 car of Joey Logano. Joey Logano, throughout the day, he was up there, but not really inside the top 3. And eventually, at the end, he had a chance, just ran out of time, because he did have the better car at the end. If you didn't notice, he was a full second off with 3 to go and ended the race about half a second behind, about 5/10. So I think Logano, if he had like another 2 to 3 laps, he would have easily won that race. But would have, could have, should have, and Logano finished 2nd. 3rd place, though, was going to be the 5 car of Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson had a up and down day. And I will say this, it was very surprising to see how bad the Hendrick camp was. William Byron was uncompetitive, and so was Alex Bowman and Chase Elliott. And Chase Elliott, I'm starting to lose hope on him pointing his way in, because we got 6 races remaining. So if you do the math, 6 times 3, you get the point. Is 18? I don't know. I'm not good at math. But there's 18 checker flags. You got 6 for the race and many more, 12 for stages. And these stages offer 10 points to the winner. And Chase Elliott got literally not much at all. And I believe today's results is going to hurt him, and it's going to make him be in a must-win situation, because if he goes out in Pocono and drops a goose egg in the column when it comes to stage points, and he finishes bad, I'm telling you folks, Richmond, Indianapolis, Michigan, and Watkins Glen and Daytona, he's going to have to go out and win one of them races. Watkins Glen is probably the likely track because he's won there in the past, but I'm starting to lose hope, though, in Chase Elliott. He finished down the leaderboard. 4th place, though, was Kevin Harvick. And Kevin Harvick and Stewart Haas Racing today, I would tip the cap to him. They picked up the pace. Eric Almirola was up front all day long. And next thing you know, I think it was his right rear tire was not fully tightened after a pit stop. And next thing you know, as soon as they went green, It messed up, it broke, and that was the end of his day. Very unfortunate. Things happen. But I will say this. Eric Almirola was able to run up front, and I'm sure that's going to give him confidence. But moving the page forward, he's going to Pocono, a track he's been hit or miss at in the past. Hopefully, he can get a result, a good one that he's satisfied with, because he was probably going to be up there at the end contending for the win against Martin Truex Jr. if he did not have that issue. So, would have, could have, should have. On to the next. Fifth place was Brad Keselowski. Brad Keselowski, I'm telling you, folks, he is getting closer week in and week out to that first win with this team. This team, Roush Fenway, for the longest time ever, has picked up many wins. But ever since they rebranded to Roush Fenway Keselowski within last year, they only got one win. And it's not because of Brad Keselowski. It's Chris Buescher at Bristol. And I know that bothers Brad Keselowski, knowing that their cars are good enough to go to victory lane and he's still failing to achieve that goal. It's going to happen at some point, but if he's patient enough, he's going to be in a good spot. He's easily going to make the playoffs if things play out the way they are. Pocono, we're not going to probably see a new winner. Richmond, probably not. And then Michigan, Indy, Watkins Glen, and Daytona, that's when we may see something happen. But if I'm Brad Keselowski and Chris Buescher right now, I'm feeling good about myself because I got a 2-race buffer over the 15th place driver in points right now, Bubba Wallace, I believe that is. So I believe they're going to play conservative here these next few weeks, and they're going to take the stage points as they come. And, enough said there about Brad Keselowski. Tyler Reddick had a good day. Denny Hamlin was up there. Bubba Wallace. Austin Dillon, he came out of nowhere, to be honest with you. Kyle Busch, this whole entire weekend, was not competitive at all. And throughout this year, he's been dominating. I mean, flat out dominating his teammate, Austin Dillon, in the point standings, in the win column. And it made me kind of question Austin Dillon. Was he worthy enough to be in that good of a ride? I know his grandfather is the owner. I know that he's won a Daytona 500 in the past, a Coca-Cola 600. But who gives a flip? If he's not winning races and making the playoffs, he's just taking up a spot or a seat that is good, and someone more likely or a lot more better, if you will, deserving can take it. That's the word I was looking for. But Austin Dillon, though, kind of shut up some haters today, including me. But though he has to win to make the playoffs, and we saw Chase Briscoe rounding out the top 10. Another driver I thought needed to have a good day. He did. Has to win a race, though, and to be honest with you, Pocono, he's won there in Xfinity. Richmond, he's hit or miss out. In Michigan, hit or miss. Indianapolis road course, he nearly won there his rookie year. Last year was really competitive. Watkins Glen, hit or miss. And Daytona, who knows? I believe this Daytona race is going to be a lot of hype surrounding it. Just because I believe there is going to be that one spot remaining, at least one spot remaining, when it comes to drivers having to win their way in. And I believe Michael McDowell is going to be a little weary of that. So, saying that, I believe it is now appropriate to take a look at the bubble. The bubble right now is very interesting. We got Bubba Wallace out in 15th place, plus 2 over Daniel Suarez. In 16th place, we have Michael McDowell in the front row 34 Ford Mustang, plus 1 over Daniel Suarez. 17th place, we got Daniel Suarez, minus 1. 18th place, AJ Allmendinger, minus 20. 19th place, Ty Gibbs in the 54 Toyota Camry for Joe Gibbs Racing, minus 41. And Ty Gibbs should have been a lot higher up. And at the end of the race, he did have a little collision with 3 to go, I believe it was, and coming to 2 to go, actually. And he lost a ton of positions. He was on the lead lap. He at least lost 10 points. So it should have been a lot narrower than it is, but that mistake costed him big time. And I believe he is still in the good when it comes to trying to point his way in. He's definitely not out the picture, but if he keeps up them type of mistakes, I'm not trying to criticize him, but if he keeps them up, though, he's going to be in a must-win before too long. But I still like his chances, but there you go. There's a bubble. Wallace and McDowell in the good. Suarez and Allmendinger and Gibbs in the bad. So we'll see how things go moving forward. But now on to the Pocono High Point 400 race predictions. Last year, when NASCAR went to Pocono, we saw something we have never, ever seen in the past, and that is not only the first place driver, but the second place driver being both disqualified for failing post-race inspection. And I'm just a loss of words when that happened. Denny Hamlin lost a win, Kyle Busch lost his runner-up position, and Chase Elliott, by finishing third, ultimately won the race by default. And saying that the tech gods are always going to work their magic, and if you're a Chase Elliott fan, hope it doesn't happen. But I'm just saying, though, you can never count on anything from happening. It's NASCAR, crazy things do take place. But enough said there. This weekend, I believe Denny Hamlin is going to get his revenge. He is greedy right now. He is up there every single weekend, and always something takes place to him and his team, and it puts them back, and they're out of contention, and it's too late to do anything. This weekend, though, Denny Hamlin wins at Pocono. Enough said of that. He's going to take on the checker flag, and he is going to have a phenomenal day filming on Monday his Actions Detrimental podcast with Jared Allen. I love that podcast. I've become a big fan of him lately, just because of a realist he is. He tells it how it is. He doesn't sugarcoat anything. And I don't know, kind of a little biased here. I think Denny Hamlin is going to have a good weekend. I think he's going to shut up some haters, but also get revenge from last year, where he should have won, but he failed inspection. Second place is going to be William Byron. I love William Byron right now. He came into the Cup Series very bad. Had Chad Knaus as a crew chief. Picked up a win in Daytona. 2020 rolls around. He picks up a win in Homestead. 22 comes around. And all them years come by. William Byron has gotten much competitive year by year. And I just think he's going to be in a championship battle this year in the Final Four. So we'll see how things go there. But the Byron deal, a lot of people know I'm a Chase Briscoe fan. So I've seen a lot of people criticize Briscoe on Twitter. Briscoe is literally going through the same process as William Byron did, Alex Bowman did, and many other drivers did go through in their early stages of their career. First year, bad. Second year, mediocre. Third year, it's kind of meh. And after that, they've been starting to pick it up. That's why I got a little bit of confidence in Chase Briscoe. I'm not saying that it's because of pure bad driving and stuff like that, and he has to grow up. It's not that case. Stewart-Haas Racing is nowhere near competitive right now than they should be. Last year they were really good, but now they're not, and I don't think it's good to judge them, Chase Briscoe, as being a bad driver because of it. So I say by the end of next year we'll get back to that topic, but for right now you really can't judge Chase Briscoe for being bad because Stewart-Haas Racing is not doing him good, and the same thing happened to Byron with Chevy because Chevy was not good as soon as they went to the Camaro. And that set them far back. So time will tell there, but I just wanted to point that out because William Byron is a big deal. Third place is going to be Ty Gibbs, and I believe this third place result is going to make it spicy, real spicy on the bubble. Because right now he's minus 41 to the good, and if he can get a third place result, and assuming if he does, he's probably going to collect a few stage points along the way, and I believe he may find himself well under 20 points. So he's going to be close, but not in. Fourth place is going to be the 5-car of Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson, I believe he is going to pick a few wins this year. Pick off a few wins, more like. But this weekend in Pocono is not going to be one of them, but fourth place will be his destination. Fifth place is going to be the 45-car of Tyler Reddick. I like what Tyler Reddick's doing this year. I believe he's getting the most out of his equipment. And a lot of people say, oh, the 23 and 45 are the same as that cars that Joe Gibbs Racing. No, they're not. They're Camrys. Don't get me wrong. They're set up by different strategists and engineers. You got Booty Barker in the 23 and Billy Scott in the 45. They do not work under Joe Gibbs. They work under Denny Hamlin and Michael Jordan. They do their own things. And doing their own things may put them back from time to time. But, yeah, Tyler Reddick going in fifth place. I kind of went on a rant there because a lot of people are wanting to hate on Tyler Reddick for not doing good enough, and Bubba Wallace is so far back in points. And enough said there, but there you go. Denny Hamlin wins. Second place is going to be William Byron. Third place is going to be Ty Gibbs, and it's going to spice things up in the points. Fourth place is going to be Kyle Larson, and fifth place Tyler Reddick. And my dark horse, drum roll, is going to be the 17 car of Chris Buescher. Chris Buescher, I'm liking what he's doing. Like I said earlier, he picked up a win a year ago at Bristol. Nowhere near the same at Pocono. I guess you're going to have a few tight turns, but Bristol's not that tight because it's steeply banked. But he did pick up a win here many moons ago, back in 2016 with front row because of fog. So I don't think fog is going to play a factor at all this weekend, but Chris Buescher does have a win here in Pocono, and he may pull into victory lane this Sunday afternoon in the High Point 400. But enough said here in today's video. Please like and subscribe and comment down below your top 5 to be entered in this Sunday's NASCAR Pick 5 contest for my YouTube channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow and have a great day.